after taking a month break away from collecting Jurassic figures, let's just get right out the bat. I'm going to start this review off with 2 of 3 figures that I've decided to finally get from Target, which they just started hitting shelves, and I've been waiting and waiting, mainly because I've been trying to do all these other videos on my second channel. These are some of the most exciting releases, mostly the that one right there. Truly been exciting that we finally got a Barry figure. So we're finally taking a look at the Jurassic World Legacy Collection ATV Chase Pack, and of course the Hammond Collection Owen Grady. Could this be the definitive Owen Grady figure? I have a feeling that it is, obviously. We're getting to that point. But of course, since this is the new 2024 releases, the Legacy Collection packaging aesthetic has been updated. I think it definitely looks really good. So let me move the Owen figure aside. So as you can see, you get the window, you get the Barry figure in his ATV, along with Velociraptor Charlie, another rendition of the character. Really like that includes another version of Charlie, so that we can go and compare with the other Charlie. Personally, so far, I think that the Primal Attack Raptor is still the best Charlie, but we'll get to comparing a little bit. But as you can see, the package aesthetic is here to side, old worn out package look with the Jurassic World Legacy Collection logo over here, same side over here. Over down at this area, just the logo and text, nothing special at the bottom. Flipping over to the back, we get a detailed but supposedly CG'd render of the figures and vehicles themselves. Of course, there has been one thing that I noticed people have been talking about, is that there's one thing that I hadn't even noticed until after I bought the figure, and that is of course Barry's hair over here on the top. His scalp somehow is not painted. I think maybe because it doesn't look like he has much hair in the first Jurassic World. I mean, he has it, but it's not clearly enough like in Jurassic World Dominion. But regardless, it does look a little awkward. Should I paint it? I probably will in the future. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But as you can see, the picture right here, that aesthetic in the background, it doesn't look nearly as great as the Dino Tracker aesthetic, but it's almost close to it, but it's definitely just fine. It's more simplistic, so I'm fine with it. So done with that. Here's Hammond Collection Owen Grady. Now originally I wasn't too excited for this release, mainly because of the head sculpt and the hair color, but having it in person, it definitely looks way better than those first pictures I've seen. So here is Owen right here. I definitely really do like this Owen Grady figure, and also I will probably be doing a comparison to my old custom Owen Grady figure I did 9 years ago, which this is the only Jurassic World Owen that I can really compare it to, because that's just Owens for the first film. I will go with that. But yeah, already I'm really liking this Owen figure so much. But of course, we got the packaging. The aesthetic looks really good, and it's actually the first Hammond Collection package where they actually show a character model on the front, unlike the other ones as far as I'm concerned. They usually always show it only on the side, which here's the side profile of Chris Pratt, Owen Grady, Jurassic World right down there, the logo, which is the much more cleaner logo. I still like this one more than the original Jurassic World logo that was advertised in the posters. I mean, that's just me. The other side, Hammond Collection logo. Oh yeah, and the top, Hammond Collection logo with the Jurassic logo and all that. Good looking Hammond Collection aesthetic. And then at the back, which I guess they started improving the packaging and started adding more trees and stuff in the background. They started adding a little bit more of a background to it, just giving it a lot more. And they don't even have a production image of the film, which is quite strange, but at the same time, it actually is a lot better because you can see what the figure can also do and all that. So it is pretty nice. Got the bio of Owen Grady, and then the other dinosaurs you can collect in the line, which is Velociraptor Blue, the Dimetrodon from Jurassic World Dominion, and the Carnotaurus. Anyways, that's it for both of these. Let's go ahead and get them out the packages. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it feels really good to go back to filming in this aspect ratio, unlike the last year where I was focused on the other aspect ratio, but that's just me. I really do adore all these figures, by the way. Now that I got them out the package, you get taking a look at them. They are really good figures, though they aren't without their flaws, but at the same time, they're just really good figures. We're going to take a look at the Barry set first. Right off the bat, we're taking a look at the creme de la creme of the set, Barry. Now, he's got a great likeness to Omar Sy, but I will say there is that one little issue of his hair not being painted in. I mean, it doesn't look too bad, actually. I mean, it's still a little weird because his beard is painted in. It's sort of subtly painted in, if you can see it. But you can definitely see that his beard is painted in. So that is nice that it's painted in, but except for the hair, on the top of his scalp. So it is kind of weird. But even then, I think that the likeness to Omar Sy is captured really nicely on this figure. And his outfit is also pretty good too. His jacket morally should be like a pinkish color, but I guess that's probably the color grading, or I don't know really. But this color is nice too. I think it still represents Barry, but at the same time, it would have been a little bit better if it was a little pink. I don't know what the real reason why his jacket isn't painted in that color, but regardless, it still looks pretty nice. It's nicely detailed too. As you can see, the pockets are sculpted in. It's not like hyper realistic detail, but you can definitely see that it's definitely just as detailed as you can get from the mainline type of Jurassic World action figure. His pants is also sculpted very nicely. It's got all the wrinkles and folds. It's not basic like most of the other Jurassic figures. I mean, I will say it's still in that Dominion quality when they actually added more detailing into these pants. But at the same time, it's not like as overly detailed as like Owen's pants. His boots down there. But yeah, Barry overall is a very nice figure. It is weird that his scalp is not painted in that much. I could see why it's a big complaint, but I don't really have that much of an issue unless I really decided if I wanted to paint it or at least darken it up a bit. So it looks like it has that shade, but everything about the figure is just as good as you can get for a mainline Jurassic World figure. It's not Hammond collection quality, but it's still a pretty nice figure. And he comes with a tranquilizer blaster, the same one that Claire Dearing has in Jurassic World Dominion in that toy line, except this one is colored black. But as much as I like this weapon, I'm not giving him that, because you want to know what Barry actually carries. He carries a Smith & Wesson 500 Magnum. He carries a 500 Magnum in the film. So it's like, this may not be accurate, but this little guy here that I have is sort of close to that in terms of how it is. I'm just going to give him this. There. That's better. He actually carries it up as a backup sidearm, because he does carry a different weapon. But again, I'm just going to give him this Magnum here as a substitute, like to give him a 500 Magnum, because that's the weapon he's going to carry. But that's Barry. Take a look at the Raptor next. Now, this Raptor sculpt we previously reviewed a few times. I guess once, maybe a few times. Maybe that's just me, but it's been released since the Dominion toy line is hit. And this is the Raptor that came with the kitchen set from the Legacy Collection with Tim and Lex. And it's been reused ever since, which I don't mind, because I really do like this sculpt. Like I said before, I really did wanted to see more repaints out of this sculpt, so it's pretty nice that we're still getting more repaints out of this sculpt. So this is in the form of Raptor Charlie. The paint job, while lackluster, of course, because Mattel cutting corners on most of these dinosaurs, but at the same time, it's still pretty nice. It still looks appealing. Like, if you look in a faraway distance, you can tell that's a cool looking Velociraptor, and also even nicely that it could represent Charlie, though at the same time, I still like my Primal Attack Charlie a lot more than this one. I like the sculpt, and I could just use this as any like green raptor instead of just, you know, using it as like a definitive Charlie. It's just a really nice raptor. That's all I gotta say. It's the same sculpt. Don't have to go too much into it, but the paint job is overall very nice, but not entirely detailed. Still lackluster for a little bit. Then we get the ATV, Barry's ATV right here, and looks like how it exactly matches from the film. In fact, it's a really cool vehicle, and it's really good that we have this vehicle here. I mean, we had ATVs before since Dino Rivals, but I haven't really owned that version. Yep, this turns. I kind of knew that it was going to turn. Just to look at a little bit closer detail, because I feel like I forgot to point out certain obvious things. You got some really good headlight stickers over here, and even on the front over here. Over here, we have the little screen that is shown right there. Just nicely sculpted in there. It looks really nice, though. They got the taillight stickers back here. So, overall, very good on detail right there. The wheels are very wiggly, just to match that very wiggly tone that the vehicle obviously would have. But it's an overall nicely sculpted vehicle. It's got these pegs over here to hold Barry in place while he doesn't fall off, so that's a pretty nice touch. Might as well go ahead and put Barry on the vehicle to see how it actually works. And here is Barry on the ATV, so you can see the likeness, or you can see everything about it. But yeah, he fits on there just nicely. Like, yeah. That's basically it for that. So again, very nice set. Though I do wish that he came with a much more accurate gun, but again, I bet you darn well they can't freaking make like accurate guns for the characters in these particular toy lines. for a good reason. But yeah, really, all I gotta say is that it's very great that we have a Barry figure. It does have that one little issue and a lackluster Raptor, but at the same time, still a pretty nice sculpt. It's still a nice figure. It's not entirely great, but it's not entirely terrible either. So yeah, this is great, but also even greater is Owen Grady from the Hammond collection. Now, it may look a little bit off in terms of like the eyes are painted in, but at the same time, Chris Pratt's likeness is captured on this figure. Originally, I had a lot of mixed feelings. I had very mixed signals about the likeness to Owen Grady for this action figure. Personally, I do wish that the hair color was a tiny bit darker. That's my only complaint. But other than that, this figure is perfect. This is like a really, really good representation of Owen Grady from the first Jurassic World. And it's also very nice that we have an Owen Grady figure that matches the original appearance rather than having so many variations of the ones in the sequels that I enjoyed. And his vest, that brown vest, separate piece. Finally, a freaking vest in a separate piece instead of just being sculpted in. That's just me. But yeah, it's a very nicely sculpted figure that has every bit of detail that it matches from the original Jurassic World. There's the back of the vest, again, nicely detailed. And the sheath, the little knife holder, and the knife goes out from here, and it's sculpted pretty nicely. And it goes right back in like that. So it's basically like the Jurassic World Dominion Owen Grady figures, which is a plus. Then his watch is sculpted on too, on this hand. And of course his pants is nicely detailed, just as you expect from the Hammond Collection line. It's got that nice articulation too, obviously. The boots are sculpted just nicely. But yeah, seriously, a very good looking Owen Grady. Now, most people are already getting tired of seeing so many Owen Grady figures, but this one is definitely one of the definitive ones because it's one that matches him from the first Jurassic World. And I really do like Owen Grady's first attire. I just like Owen Grady a lot. And when it comes to this figure, this is a really great figure. I will say that, again, the hair color should be a tiny bit darker, but at least it's not like incorrect as like the prototype version. I don't know. The ones I've been seeing beforehand looked a little weird. Like the one in the Beyond the Gates video, I guess. It may be a while since I've seen it, but I was like a little off put by the likeness. I mean, it still matches Chris Pratt. I'm just talking about like the hair paint. This figure is pretty cool. I really like this. And of course he comes with an additional head. And this one is supposed to be the head where he's commanding, or he looks a little angered. Be able to get to it, but you might not be able to see it. But okay, that's the closest I can get to it. His mouth is open, his teeth are showing, but it's not entirely great. But at the same time, it does still matches Chris Pratt's likeness. I can see it. Heck, it's way better than that other one from Jurassic World Dominion, the Cowboy Owen. But yeah, definitely has another good likeness. And that head can be interchangeable. I can go ahead and take that off and put that on. It's a little tight on the edge. Let me get it. Hold on a second. I'm hoping I don't break the head joint off. Oh shit. Please. Don't break the head joint. Oh god. A little too tight. I'm worried. Oh crap. Nah. Oh no. Oh no. Come on now. Wait, hold on. No, false alarm. It's not gonna break. It's just the paint on here. There's some additional paint on this dang neck stuff. I legit thought it was gonna break. Oh my goodness. The head's a little stiff on here. Ooh, that worried the hell out of me. But yeah, here's the additional head. Yeah, that actually looks really good on him. Just trying my best not to break that head. I don't know why the heck I'm so worried about that. But yeah, he does look pretty nice with this head on. But he also comes with additional hands. Go ahead and put those on him. And here it is with the hands held up like this to recreate the iconic meme post. But literally it's just the iconic pose where he is like holding off the raptors. And ever so iconic, of course. I mean, yeah, looks really good. It's actually nicely sculpted hands right there. Not gonna lie. It's nicely detailed for what they could look like. Also, he comes with this, which of course is supposed to come with Raptor Blue. Hammond collects Raptor Blue specifically. Don't know why it comes with Owen here. It's supposed to be a headset camera, or at least to go on Raptor Blue. Now, I don't have Hammond Collection Blue, but I will try to fit this on one of my standard blues that I got. And I chose my Jurassic World Dominion Extreme Damage Raptor Blue to put the headset on, and it fits on nicely. And the best thing about it is also rubber, so it's not entirely plastic. It's just a rubbery accessory. So it fits on very snugly without any problems. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put blue right. I'm gonna put them right there. Okay, so I got Owen's original head and arms back in place. Now, there is only one actual major issue with this figure that I will agree on, is that he did not come with at least something like this. He didn't come with this. But of course, this is the Hasbro version. I do have the Mattel version that came in Jurassic World Dominion, which is this one right here, which should be a little bit better to hold, but at the same time, it's mostly painted in just a brown. I don't know which one to choose, but this one seems to be bulkier. But if I were to go with an actual, like, definitive Jurassic World one, I would go with this one. Having a hard time to hold it because of the way the hands are positioned and made. I will try to fit it on him as best as I can. He might not fit it, let's be real. This hand, and this, like, this whole thing is, the handle is a little too bulky for his hands to fit on it. Okay, I finally got the rifle on him. Like I said, this is the rifle that came with the 2016 release Owen Grady figure. And funny enough, this figure does kind of match a little bit of Owen Grady from that toy from back in literally that long ago. But this is the definitive version. You know what? Let's just not talk about that Owen figure from 2016. And this one is a bit of a workaround. It's like, it's a little harder to put on because of the hands being a bit rubbery. I think it'll be easier to put the Mattel one on because it's skinnier and much more, like, easy to hold as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, because this one's very easy to hold. Yeah, it's very simple. That's how it works. If this was painted up a lot more, be a lot more detailed and almost look like this one, then yeah, we would have a definitive rifle. But again, I'm so glad Dominion decided to make this rendition because Dino Rivals had this one. Don't know why this is the one they chose for Dino Rivals, but it's still nice that they add that. So now that's like those particular rifles that Owen has. Also, let me go ahead and just bring out every Owen figure that we have so far. Hopefully this is every Owen figure. We have the first 3 Fallen Kingdom Owens. Go ahead and move these out the way. And then we have the last 3 Dominion Owens. This one, and this one. Let me move that up a little bit, but yeah, as you can see, we have like all these different Owen Grady figures. So freaking many Owen Grady figures, and most of them have been repacked and repainted several times. Actually, one of them has been 2 of them have been repacked most of the time, and it's always the one with the blue shirt, just the standard Owen. These have been repacked several times and only repainted once. But yeah, now we got all these different Owen Grady figures. I will say that this is definitely the definitive Owen. I still like these Owens and these Owens. I like them all, but at the same time, just, I really, really do think this is the best Owen Grady figure we have so far. This is really good. And not to mention, one more thing for sure, I have changed that head. This head is still the same as every other standard Owen head because it still matches Chris Pratt's likeness, unlike that one that I don't even have anymore. Oh wait, no, I still have it for a custom character, which you see right here. Again, that don't even that look like Chris Pratt. It still looks so strange that it doesn't even look like him. I mean, the difference is very clear. And also, here's the evolution of the different ways that they have this sheath for the back. Of course, this one was just a clip-on, and these two, which did the right thing, which had a holster at the back, and then you put the knife in. So again, that's pretty nice. And here is my original 9-year-old custom Owen Grady figure right alongside our latest and best Owen Grady figure. I mean, yeah, it's so freaking easy to tell like how different this is, and how back then during Jurassic World, it's like for some reason they didn't even make proper human characters. They just made tiny little 2.5-inch action figures, all because of their little 2.5-inch success on the Marvel figures, particularly Guardians of the Galaxy or Avengers or whatever. It just seems like they wanted to carry over the wrong choices over the Jurassic brand, and that resulted in them not making any human figures until the next year. In 2016, they made that Owen Grady figure that, again, don't want to talk about much at all. I used to have positive thoughts on that, but let's just be real. It's just very clear that that wasn't even a definitive figure. And of course, even at that point, I still had this figure, even before that figure came out. Just wanted to make a proper Owen Grady. Now, of course, the figure definitely has a lot of inaccuracies towards it. I mean, it's obviously a Han Solo figure with a Dash Rendar head. Yeah, it's Dash Rendar from Shadows of the Empire. I decided to make this figure because there was no proper Owen figure at that point. But I definitely got the pants color wrong. But the shirt color, I was trying to match the way the film color grading looked, or I don't know what the heck to really match it, but or without a doubt, this figure is definitely really dated now compared to the now much more improved Owen Grady. This is just their definitive Owen now. It's just really good. And let's hope that there'll be a Fallen Kingdom version and a Dominion version, or just many more, because, you know, Mattel is very obsessed with Owen Grady in terms of action figures. They might as well make more variations. I wouldn't mind it. And I also still have the motorcycle from that same 2016 toy line, and he fits on her just nicely. So yeah, there we go. Make sure that thing doesn't fall off, but yep, he fits right on there. What do you just imagine that? We have Owen and his motorcycle with Raptor Blue, and then we have Barry and his ATV with Raptor Charlie. Just overall, very, very nice. Also, let's go ahead and compare Charlie, this Charlie, to my favorite Charlie, the Primal Attack Charlie. Again, there's a big difference in terms of paint job and everything. This one's obviously darker, but it doesn't have as much paint as it should. But this one is much more lighter, but it's so vibrant and it has way more paint. Like, both of them are really good, but I really do like the Primal Attack version way more. I will also say that the eyes on this one is painted better. This one is a little bit more faint, but at the same time, I still really, really like both these Raptors. But again, this is my definitive Charlie. So if I would, I kind of would take this out and put that over here if I wanted to. You know what? That's actually much better. But at the same time, I had to go in consistency's sake. Let's just leave this Raptor here. Okay, I've been literally going at it for too long just to try to get this to look almost darn near identical to the film. But it's really blue, not getting in the shot because of Owen's arm in the way, but you get my deal. But I really tried to recreate the exact same shot. At least I tried. Yeah, that shot's not easy to perfect when it comes to recreating it, but regardless, you can still do it just fine, and I really, really, really like this. Still one of my absolute favorite things about Jurassic World, the Raptor Squad. Now it's actually more complete because of Barry. But yeah, that is going to be it for this review, this dual review of the Jurassic World Legacy Collection, ATV Chase Pack, and Hammond Collection Owen Grady from Jurassic World. Definitely some really good recommendations here. Like, I love both of these sets, but they do have their little issues, but I don't really care as much. I'm definitely happy that we finally have a Barry figure. It's just such a nice figure, despite some problems with it, like the incorrect color of its jacket, and of course most of the hair not being painted on. But it's still a pretty nice figure, and it's finally good we have a Barry figure, and it's also really good to have a definitive Owen Grady from the first Jurassic World. So yeah, that's really all for this video. Hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll be seeing you guys later on the next review, which is going to be the Lost World Expedition Pack.